Hello and warm welcome to everyone joining us today. I'm your host Dalvinder Kaur from lovely Professional University. We are excited to have you with us and look forward to an engaging and insightful session. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into today's topic, that is modern web development, a full stack approach. Before we proceed further, allow me to introduce the expert of the day, Mr. Gagandeep Sethi, Assistant Professor in the Department of Computer Applications, lovely Professional University. He spent 10 years as a Senior Project Manager at Promatics Technologies Private Limited. With a Master's in Technology in Computer Science and Engineering, Mr. Gagandeep is a dedicated mentor and leader. Before we proceed further in today's session, I would like to request everyone for any questions you can write in the chat box or in the Q&A box, and same will be addressed from my side in the end of this webinar. Now I'm going to hand over this session to our expert, Mr. Gagandeep Sethi, and it would be an absolute delight to listen from him. Over to you, Mr. Gagandeep Sethi.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for such a delight introduction. So, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our webinar on modern full stack development. Today, we'll be diving into exploring how the latest technology and web help to develop a nice UI UX experience to the user. In the traditional websites, when we were working on normal HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, or probably some server side language that is PHP, we were having some sort of traditional flow of the website, which will taking the user from one page to another page as a navigation, which will instruct the user to move the user from one page to another page. For example, when you're opening a traditional government website, when you're opening from one page to another page, it will take a lots of time to navigate in processing and loading a one page. So here we will have some sort of evolution in the web, and then we have been presented with lots of technologies around the world that may lead to overcome the issues that we were facing in the traditional website designing. Now we are into the era of technology and AI, but there are lots of technologies moving around. We'll be talking about Next.js and React.js framework, which will help you guys to work on the front end, the back end, both as a full stack developer in a basket only. So when we were previously talking about React.js is one which will allow you to work on the front end part only. And talking about the backend, you may use Node.js, Python, which will lead to develop the backend part only. So here we have clubbed both front end and backend using this framework that is called Next.js. So we'll be exploring how this is helpful in creating a nice package which will help you to be a full stack developer. So this is one of the package which is having Next.js on the top of React.js, and then Node.js as a backend. Will be incorporating MongoDB, that is NoSQL database, which will be helping out to carry out the data from the backend to show the data on the front end part. So let's think about an application. All are using iMobile, right? So iMobile is a PWA, that is Progressive Web App, which is designed in some sort of this technology, and you may explore the app on your phone itself. So when you're opening the app, you may see that there is lots of data processing going around. The UI UX that you are viewing on your mobile, that is developed in Next.js or React.js, and the data which is showing up from the backend through database or the APIs, that is built upon the MongoDB. So here the MongoDB is residing somewhere in the cloud, and Next.js application is hosted somewhere on the uh, Versal or some other online tool, through which both are interconnected to present you with the full stack approach. So I'll be talking about MongoDB. I'll be talking about front end and the back end both. So before going further, let me tell you what is Next.js actually. So Next.js is a popular React-based framework for building server-side rendered and specifically generated website and application. One of the key benefits of Next.js is its ability to improve SEO and performance by rendering pages on server. So that means the task of SEO, which was being handled by third-party company, now being taken care of within your own basket. So Next.js is one of the tool which is taking care of your front end, the backend, and SEO part. SEO means search engine optimization. Once you are done with your website, you have hosted it on some other platform, on some online cloud or other platform, that your SEO will be taken care of by Next.js only. Only the thing is, you just need to take care of about the meta title tags, meta keywords, meta description that you were posting as a, which will provide the key USPs of your website. For example, if you are working on an e-commerce application, so your website should be having a good description of what sort of apparel or the digital products you are selling out. So having the description, the content in such a manner that will take your website from down to up on the ranking basis is being taken care of by Next.js itself. You need not to hire some third party resources for special SEO, the basic SEO basically. So one of the key benefit of Next.js is ability to improve SEO and performance by rendering pages on the server. Let's take a look at example. If I want to create a Next.js app, so you will be installing the Next.js through npm install Next.js, and then the coding structure of the same will be having the lesser time. We'll talk about everything. So I'm just jumping on the coding part, that how the coding structure of a page of code of the page looks like. So it starts from import head from next head, right? And then it works on a functional components. We'll start with a function. Let's talk about if I'm working on a blog application, we'll create a page like blog page. This is how we use the blog page. And then, so basically I have used Copilot, which is showing me the suggestions that how you can code with a well structured coding standard. So this is a Copilot you should also incorporate in your editors of coding editor, so that you can have a good quality code. So this will give you suggestions, and then you can tweak those suggestions based on your requirements. So here we have one function. This is a normal JavaScript function, and it contains one return statement that has an HTML inside it. So this is known as JSX, that is extensive JavaScript language. We'll be having a head on the top and a function which will be returning the HTML itself. So that HTML part which is being returned through JavaScript is known as JSX. So that head is being utilized here as a part of SEO, which will explore the title and the meta description that we want to explore to the search engine. You can have a good title like best company or best IT company, right? So people will usually start searching that what is the best company available for website development. So they will just start by typing in best IT company. So you can have a content like best website development around the world, right? So you can tweak these content and description according to your requirement, what you want to host over the internet. And then this is the head part, and then we will have the normal dev. I am assuming that you all know normal standard HTML, so which usually a plus two level student knows. So you can have this head tag, meta title, and meta description inside it, and then we will have this dev, where you will be designing your own Canva, through which you will be putting up your actual design that you want to present to the public. For example, we have a h1 tag that is called blog, p tag which is having some sort of description, and let's talk about image. I want to show an image, so this will be the image tag, and then there might be a form action, right? A normal form which takes user to which will capture the user name, email, and then we will submit. Then we will have a lead on our backend through which we will contact this user who is interested in our blog. We'll contact them. This will be generated as a lead on our server, and then we will eventually convert this lead or the normal user to the customer, right? We can have the normal social media icons on our website like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, GitHub. So this is how you start coding with your Next.js. This is a basic structure. We will just return a function, and then we can use this function to use. At the last important step is we have to export default blog page. So export default blog page means we have just exported this block of the code so that we can use it as an external page to be called by another code in our project repository. So not going to create the complete project. I'm just starting to share you one already developed project so that we can save some time. So this is one of the project that I'm working on. Uh, I'm handling this through GitHub, taking regular pulls, and I'm pushing the code out itself. You can see the history through which I'm updating the repositories. So the latest pull is taken. Now to execute the code, we'll be just running npm run dev. This is a command through which you can execute the code on your local server. 1 second. Some platforms require sudo, so that like Mac and Ubuntu, so that you can provide some sort of permissions for file changes and all. The moment I execute the local server, it will start running on my browser. Let me show you how the browser works. Localhost 3000. So this is actually running in localhost. It is showing me some sort of error. So I'm getting this error. To fix this error, this is a good opportunity for you guys to solve how to fix the error. So this is the error which is saying that I have not imported or downloaded this React Toastify. This is a third-party plugin which is required to be installed, which is required by my website, so that it can be executed over the website. So to run this, we will require a React Toastify. We need to install it on our project. Install. This is the command through which we will install the package. React Toastify. So sudo npm install React Toastify. Yeah, this package is installed. And then there was one other package which requires to be installed, that is JS cookie. So before installing it, it will be better if you start searching by JS cookie npm. It is a node package manager through which you can install the package which is required to be executed on your browser. This is the command through which you can install, that is npm install JS cookie. This is a lightweight package which is used to manage the states or the cookies on your project. So sudo npm install JS cookie. Okay, it is installed. Now both of the errors are gone. To start executing on a local environment, we'll run sudo npm run dev. Okay, the moment we have executed sudo npm run dev, it will start executing, and then on local storage 3000, you will see that project is executing and is running on this port. This is the port number on your local server, which will create an environment on your local machine, so that it acts as a server, which will host your website. So local host and then the port number is the address through which you can execute your normal JS project. So this is how we have created one of the application, and this is how we move on to some other pages, right? So there is a one difference between a normal website and website design through Next.js. So let's talk about this website itself. So when I move to from this page to another page, you might have seen it takes processing. It is taking processing of the same. I'm going to Teams. It takes processing. Takes processing. So this is a small website. You might not notice a major change in the processing. So let's talk about a normal PHP website demo. So yeah, let's talk about this. So when we are moving from one page to another page, you might have seen it takes a lots of time to execute, to navigating from one page to another page. That is not a single page application, right? So if I want to move to about us, it will take a load. See here the processing. Again, it will take a load and it will show me the page. So to resolve this, we will have a single page application through which we can navigate from one page to another page as a component. This is one page. I want to navigate to another page. Just click and you can navigate. There is no processing over here. And then if I want to go back, it will show me this page. And then this is login page. You might have seen that there is no processing power showing over here, right? So this is how we create a application, front-end application in Next.js. So let me show you the code of the same a bit. Bring about, yeah. So this is a home banner. Let me show you the code of the home banner. Yeah. So we have created in your previous demo that I have given as a blog page, you might have seen that I have just created a function and then at the end I have exported that function to be called on another page. Here, there is a shorthand for the same. We can call it as export default function home banners section. So this is the home banner section, which is only this part. This is the home banner section, which is imported somewhere in the code. We have here return function, which is returning this one div only. That is the hero section, one div, this section. It has been used over here in page. So home banner, home facilitator. Similarly, we have created lots of components which will create a clean code and you can manage if you want to maintain something inside your home banner only, you just navigate from this home banner section and make changes. You just need not to scroll through the complete code to work over here. If you want to make changes, let's suppose if you want to change this text only, that is home banner section impacts. So let's suppose bring about beneficial ecological impacts. Bring about beneficial ecological impacts around you. Just change and the change will be in front of you without having to reload that complete application. So it is live reload which is working together. The It will not take the lots of time to compile and execute the updates on the code. Let's suppose if I am trying to add the three dots, you will see the three dots are here in front of you right after you are making changes on your code. And this is nothing but a normal HTML code that you just need to have a knowledge about HTML and JavaScript, and then you are able to work on your Next.js application. So here you can see the logs. It is showing you the log that this page is updated, this is compiled in this much microseconds, and then it is in front of you, right? So here, similarly, this is the one component, this is another component, these are another components. With a collection of all the components, we have created this one home page, right? So this is how we design the front end part of the same. And to create the backend part, what we require is we just need to navigate to one folder, which is called here API, context components, style over API. To create the backend code, you just need to work on Node.js application basically. So for Node.js, what you need to create your own backend server. To create a backend server, you will probably require the knowledge of Node.js and JavaScript. So, for example, in the previous example, I have given you the code that how to create a blog page. And if I want to get the data from the backend, we'll just have to install the Node.js. You can install Node.js by just navigating to Node.js website, nodejs.org. When we navigate to it, you just need to download the LTS version. So the meaning of LTS is basically long-term support version. There are other versions as well. There might be a latest version which is not which is bigger than LTS version, but I'll recommend you to work on your LTS version only. That is long-term support. The community users of this are constantly providing the support in case there is a bug in the application. So that is why it is highly recommended to use LTS version instead of the latest version. So I already have Node.js installed in my system, and then to check what is the latest version of Node.js, you just need to execute the command node minus v. Right, it will show you the version 20.18.2. So this is being shown here once we have Node.js installed in our system. Let me stop this because I already have. So this is required for backend when we want to create our own server. And then to start coding, we will be requiring some sort of third-party packages like Express to create APIs which will return the data from one place to another place. So let me show you one package over here. Um, I'll create a project of Node.js over here. Let's try to create one package. Just navigate to your GitHub repository. I'm currently on GitHub repository. Just navigate over there. Once you're there, create a folder. Name it as webinar demo. This is for backend basically. So we navigate to webinar demo that was just created, and then you just need to type in one command which is npm init. When you execute npm init, it will ask you some questions. Let me run it through sudo npm init. It will ask you some questions that what type of package name you have. If you are okay with the current package name, that is webinar demo, you just can hit enter. There are different version of the application, so it is asking what version you want to start with. So I'll start with 1.0.0 version itself. Then it is also okay. Just click on hit enter, and you are ready to have a version 1.0.0, and add some description like this is a demo application to demonstrate backend development, and hit enter. Entry point is index.js itself, and then test command, hit repository, leave it as it is if you want to have. So this will create, let me open the folder now that we have just created. We have created one folder over here with webinar demo name. Oopsie, sorry. 1 second, it's opening. So ideally, we are just trying to create an application which will bring data to your front end. For now, we have just created a front end application with a static data that we were showing over there. But let's suppose think about if you have a dynamic data like your order history. Some people are sending the request to get the quotation from you, and some people are placing the orders like on Flipkart. Those data are not created by the developer; those are just created by the end user. So for that, we just need to have the data in the database part itself. So it will just open that and will show it in front of you. So let me open the terminal now. You will require a normal terminal and this VS Code to work on the backend part. Let's start with the npm init again. Webinar demo version 1, description 1, start. Just hit enter, yes. Okay. The moment you hit enter, it will create a file that is called package.json with the name of your project, version, and the script. Right. If you have a description, you can add it. And then we will be requiring some sort of third-party packages like Express.js so that we can execute the APIs. I'll let you know what is API is. So we will create one file over here which is called um, app.js. This is also a JS file only. To create this, we will just be requiring some sort of uh, packages to import like const express equals to require express. Okay. Then Mongoose is basically used to connect your front end with database, but we are not going to do this. We don't have much time, so we will just give you a demo that how an actual API is called by just showing you how the data is being sent from the front backend to the front end, and then we will create a const app equal to express. Once we have this, we are ready to start by creating the applications. Start by creating the routes to get the data. So app.use express.json, app.use URL encoded true, and then app.get. I'll come to this part as well. Okay, this is a hello world application that we just need to create. Uh, Let me go through line by line. First of all, we have just used an Express framework of Node.js, which will allow user to execute the APIs of Node.js just by creating the routes. Similarly, we have just created one route here as a slash. When you call slash, the hello world will be printed in front of you. But it will not be possible if you are not importing this Express third-party tool, right? And this Express JSON and URL code are sort of middleware which will allow you to get the data from Postman or some other client to your backend. Let's suppose you are using your UMS and you are just by typing in your registration number and password. That registration number and password will be sent across from your client to the server. And server will only be able to handle or carry that data if in case you are using this middleware, right? If there is no middleware, the data will not be fetched from the front end to the back end. Here, we are using Express URL encoded and extended through here. So this will send this response. Uh, we will create another API through post, right? Whatever the data you are posting in will be sent over here. Okay. So there is a basic difference between get API and post API. The get API only sends the data to the client, and whereas the post API sends and receives the data. This is how we receive the data in the application through post API. And this is the API which is demonstrating if we are getting the data, we need to post, we need to show that to the user that data is received, right? And now the major part of the code is left, that is app.listen. We need some sort of port number to execute this code as well. So let's call it on port number 5000 and we will show that port is running on. Let's create a const variable port equal to 5000. Sometime user may need to change that port. So we will do that through port variable. So since it is a variable, we will be using through template literals to show that variable, right? Now it will be showing you that app is running on this port, which we have configured on the top, right? So that's all. We have just created an application in Node.js which will execute these routes to so that we can show and send the data. So now to execute this, we'll be requiring a command, that is node app.js, right? So it is saying that module express not found. Again, to fix this error, we just requiring sudo npm install express. So it will start installing express packages onto your application. Since for now we have just seen that app.js is there, package.json is there, but we were not having node modules. So node module is a third party node package module which will install all the third party modules and will be installed on the node module folder. So it is installed and is placed under node module folder. And now you are able to execute the code through sudo npm, sudo node app.js. Just remember that app.js is one file that we have just created. So it will show you that ad server is running on port number 5000. So coming back to the code here, we have just created a route app.get hello world. To execute this, you need a tool that is called Thunder Client. So here we have Thunder Client readily available. You can download it through extension of your VS Code. So since it is a new request, we just click on new request. It is a type of get request. Type here localhost 3000. Sorry, the port number is 5000 that we have used, and then slash. The moment you execute it, it will show you hello world. This hello world is sent by this. API, which is executing on this path slash. And then if I want to execute the data to demonstrate the data that we're passing from our client, let's suppose you have sent your registration number and password. If you want to confirm that is it received on the server or not, we will just call this API slash data, and instead of get we'll call it through post. Here we will send the data. Let's suppose your registration number and password 123456. The moment you hit send, the server will give you the data that registration number and password is received in the server. Message will say data received. Data is registration number and password. This block says that the data you have sent from the client or the front end is received at the backend. So with the status code 200 means there is no issue in the backend. Everything is running fine. No issue in the front end, no issue in the front backend. The issues which are reported from front end to backend are residing under the range of 400, and the issues which are from the server side itself are residing from the range of 5,000. If there is nothing, no issues, we will be just showing as a 200 okay response that everything is fine. So this data is communicated from front end to back end. So that's all. This is how we create a backend and front end application. You may start learning more, diving into your own courses. So start learning more by having the full stack approach or the front end approach or the back end approach specifically or isolatedly, and then collaborate and use with the help of GitHub to your follow peers to work on a one big project. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gagandeep Sethi. Can we check the questions, Mr. Gagandeep?
Yes, of course. If you have any questions, I'm ready.
Thanks for giving me chance to address your questions. Now let's start with first question. Radhika is with us. Radhika is asking, what are the main components
Yeah.
of a modern full stack web development architecture and how do they interact with each other?
The main components of front-end architecture are basically it is when we have a full stack development, we have a three-tier architecture, that is front-end, middleware, and back-end. But if you're talking about specifically for front-end approach only, you will be requiring some sort of HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. So these three packages will create a big front-end application. So this comes with a specific range of frameworks. For example, Next.js, React.js, Vue.js, or other type of applications like Ionic and React Native, which will create some sort of mobile applications. So these architectures are defined in such a manner that the components you are creating for one application are isolated. For example, it will have a header, it will have a separate footer, it will have a main content, and then you will clubbing all those to work on a specific page. For example, the one example that I have given to you was page having a header part, footer part, and the hero section. So clubbing these will create a one complete page. So this is the architecture of the front-end application through which you will be able to create your own modern application with the help of different frameworks. I
Thank you so
hope
much,
I'm
Mr.
clear enough.
Gagandeep Sethi. I hope, Radhika, you got your answer from our today's expert. Mr. Gagandeep, can you please stop sharing your screen?
Of course.
We will take the next question. Gurpreet Singh is asking here, what are some of the challenges and best practices in securing a full stack web application in today's development environment?
Pardon, come again.
Can I repeat the question?
Yes, please.
What are some of the challenges and best practices in securing a full stack web application in today's development environment?
So basically, the challenge is there are lots of frameworks available. One second. There are lots of frameworks available around the world. If we are talking about specifically
Yeah, Mr. Gagandeep Sethi.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes,
Am I
you're
audible?
audible. You can continue, no problem.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So there are lots of framework available around the market, like I've talked about React, Next, Vue.js. There are other Next.js applications are available. You have to decide through which framework your application is best suited to be developed. For example, if you're working on an e-commerce application, you should make sure that it should be scalable enough so that you can have further modules to be integrated in future. Let's suppose you are working on e-commerce application which is just having a one page that is showing the products only, and you are receiving the payment offline mode, that is cash on delivery. Now in future you have growth in your business and you start receiving the online orders, and you're not able to handle the cash on delivery applications. So now you want to add your logistics module, and you want to have online payment module. So you have to make sure that your application is scalable enough to have these modules integrated without hindering the already developed modules. So this might be done through Next.js, and will not be able to proceed if you're working on a only HTML JS project. So you might have to follow some sort of actual framework which is suitable to your actual project, nature of the project.
Thank you so much, Gurpreet. I hope you got your answer from our today expert, Mr. Gagandeep Sethi. I hope all the participants got the answers from our today's expert. If you have any questions regarding the admissions, so you just write on us at admissions@lpu.co.in. You can do WhatsApp chat with us. Our WhatsApp number is 98525 69000. I'm repeating the number. It's 98525 69000. As we come to the end of this webinar, I want to express my deepest gratitude to our experts for sharing their valuable insights and expertise with us. Your presence, enthusiasm, and active participation have made this experience truly special. Hopefully, the attendees found this webinar to be valuable and will be able to utilize the information for better decision making regarding admissions. If anyone wants to access this webinar again, they can visit our website, that is lpu.in, or can be accessed on YouTube also. Stay connected with us for future webinars. Until we meet again, with the permission of my seniors, I would be signing off this webinar. Take care and goodbye. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.